Hi yogis, welcome back to Yoga Club. I'm Jen for anyone that's new to the sessions. So this week we had a vote on what sort of class we would be having and we all went for a balancing flow. So today's sequencing will be dynamic in between the postures, but we'll be doing lots of time spent on one leg, also time spent maybe without any legs. So just a heads up, that's what's coming. So balancing is a really big topic for me, especially with my teaching. My business I've called Tandav, and from my yoga school, that's the name of the balancing flow. And it's actually the Sanskrit word for dance of Shiva. So there is a small section in this class today that is our dance of Shiva Tandav flow, and I'll let you know when that's there. So today's session, really focusing on balancing the nervous system, balancing out both left and right hemispheres in the brain. So to open up today, just make sure you're in a comfortable seat. Ground down to your sit bones. Bring some length up into your spine, fully in your body. Open out across your heart. Shoulders are down away from your ears, and lengthening up through the neck, through the top of the head. And close your eyes. And just slowly and consciously bring your hands together at your heart. And take a deep bow to yourself, and a deep bow to everyone else that's joining today in the practice. Thanking each other for bringing energy to the session. And I bow to all of you. Namaste. Just take a minute to feel grounded. Find your centering. And just think for a moment about what balancing means to you. Like all the ways in which you can bring balance into your life and into your body. Just hold on to that thought. Feel it in your body and in your heart. So the breathing exercise that we're going to open the session with today is called Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana is also called alternate nostril breathing, and it is even inhales and exhales. So when we breathe in even inhales and exhales, it's called Samavriti. So if we breathe in for 6 seconds, we'll also be breathing out for 6 seconds. And by doing this, we just really balance out the nervous system. We bring the mind, the body, and the emotions all into balance, and we restore the equilibrium in the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And meanwhile, we're clearing out the channels, the energetic channels in our body. So to do Nadi Shodhana, bring your right hand up just in front of you. We're going to curl in the index and middle fingers. If that's really uncomfortable for you and your hand just isn't that sort of comfortable like that, you can place those fingers between your eyebrows, just where your third eye sits. We're going to curl those fingers in, and we're going to be using our thumb to close the right nostril, and our ring finger and little finger to close the left nostril. I have a wood block today, so I've got a little clicking sound that's going to go off every 6 seconds, and that will just signal us for our inhales and our exhales. So what we're going to do, find your position, so bring your hand up to your face. Take an inhale through both nostrils. And with the exhale and on the wood block, we're going to breathe out by covering the right and through the left. Inhale through the left. And exhale through the right. Have an inhale through the right. Exhale left, covering the right nostril. Inhale left. Cover the left, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhaling through the right. Inhale right. Cover the right, exhale through the left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Carry on this way on your own, inhaling through the right, and with the whip block switching from inhale to exhale. Keep breathing slowly and deeply. Keep the breath fine. And really allow those inhales to fill up your chest. Just take one more round, and on your next exhale through the left, you can relax your hands down onto your knees. Well done, everyone. That was 3 minutes of alternate nostril breathing. Hopefully you're feeling really nice and balanced and calm in your nervous system. Take a minute to check in with how you feel now versus how you were feeling a few minutes ago before we did the practice. And from here, we're going to do some self-massage. So we've done this one in a couple of sessions previously. It's called do-in massage, self-massage. So we'll start by making a light fist with the right hand, just slightly, not clenched, just so it's not lightly curling in the fingers. Hold on to your right elbow so it's supported, and then what we're going to do is just start by knocking heavily, sort of a slow, heavy motion on the top of the shoulder. Move it around. And now we're going to knock down the front of the arm. And we're going to come back up the back of the arm, keeping the hand light. 2 more times down the front and up the back. Last one. And relax your hands onto your knees. And just feel the difference in the 2 sides of your body. Feel the buzz and the hum of energy in your left arm and your right hand. Now to balance it out, we'll do the other side. So support your left elbow, make a light fist in your hand, And just start by knocking on the top of your right shoulder. Move it around. And now we're going to come down the front of the right arm and up the back 3 times. Down the front and up the back. Last one. And up the back. We'll take for a moment on the top of the shoulder and relax both hands down to your knees. And just feel the energy. So the next self-massage that we're going to do is for our feet, because our feet are going to be working quite hard today with all the balancing postures. So just bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides. And what we're going to do is just sort of hold the feet open so they look a bit like a butterfly. So the outside edges are pressing together, but the soles are both facing up towards you. And just start by giving the soles of your feet a little massage. So just use your thumbs and rub them through the arches. And then we're going to just pinch the areas between the toes, sort of pulling on that section between the toes. And then just go back to the arches. And then what we're going to do is come into half lotus and just bring your left foot across your body. And this is going to be quite a funny one. Sorry if you don't like feet. We're going to lace our fingers through the gaps in our toes. So the little finger is going to come on the inside of the little toe. You lace your fingers through there and then just sort of hold on to the ball of your feet for a moment. Feel the pressure. You kind of move the toes around. Flexing it with your hand. We're going to swap sides. So bring your right foot across your body and then bring your little finger into the space between your little toe and the fourth toe. And so on. And just hold it there. And again, you just kind of move the foot however feels good, flexing. There are 72,000 nerve endings in the sole of our feet. So what we're doing is just stimulating them, bringing them to life. You can bring your feet back together. Ground down, come back into your body. And stretch your feet out in front of you so that you're in staff pose. Come to the front of your sit bones. Move any skin out of the way. And what we can do here is we're just going to start by banging our heels on the floor. And back to the knees. Just waking up the legs. And now bending at the knees, put your soles on the floor and just start by tapping. Waking everything up. Now bring your feet as wide as your mat. And start by shifting your knees side to side. Gradually warming the body up in practice. One more time each side. And then come back to center. Come up into kneeling. And sit down on the flexed feet. So the toes are tucked under, as if you're standing on your tiptoes. And sit down onto your feet. And just by doing this, you just really stretch out the soles of the feet. If this isn't enough of a stretch, enough of a challenge for you, then stay here. But if you want a little bit more, just kind of lean back, make little tables with your hands, lean back into the stretch. So in every posture today, just do what you can to stay with your breathing, keeping the breath long and deep and fine, and even. Come up. And what we're going to do is just step to the front of the mat in standing forward fold. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here, have your feet together, and let the crown of your head fall down towards the floor. Let your upper body be heavy, arms are heavy, really unstacking the spine. We're going to introduce something here called a pulse with our breath. So in every posture there is an expansion and a contraction. So with the in-breath here, slow, deep inhale, bend through the knees, come up with a flat back, spinal extension. As you breathe out, we're going to fold down over the legs and bring some length into the hamstrings without forcing it, just as much as you're doing today. And that will be different every day, every practice, even every forward fold will be different. So exhaling to fold. Inhaling comes up halfway, spinal extension. And exhaling to fold. We're going to shift into toe balance now. So with the inhale, rock onto the balls of your feet. You want your feet together, heels together, and sit down onto your heels. And slowly bring your hands together at the heart center in Anjali Mudra into prayer. Take a breath here. Now, as we are doing a balancing class today, toe balance is in itself a challenge. If you would like to try something even a little bit more difficult, a little more challenging, we're going to do single-legged toe balance. So from here, ground down into the balls of your right foot. Extend your left foot so it's just out in front of you for a little bit of support. So you can find that steadiness in the right side. You're going to really want to fix your gaze on something that isn't moving. And once you feel like you might be ready to take your left foot away from the floor, ground into the balls of your right feet. And it's quite hard, so I might not be able to do it myself. Just keep trying, working with it. Every time we try and introduce more difficult balances into our bodies, they have lasting effects. So even if you're coming in and out of the balance, it's going to make a difference in your nervous system. Okay, return now to standing forward bend. We're going to come back into regular toe balance with the inhale, so squatting down and sitting onto the heels. And we're going to try to do the other side. So again, kind of find some grounding down through the left side. You can bring your right foot out from underneath you, and as and when you feel like you can, bring it away from the floor. And both sides of your body will always be different. Some days you'll have more balance than others. It's just about being accepting and okay with that in any case. And remembering that it's all deep work. Okay, returning to standing forward fold. Let's take a pulse here. So come into halfway lift with the inhale. And fold down through the exhale. Roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. And just exhaling, letting any tension go. Inhale, arms come out and up. Interlace the fingers, up onto the tiptoes, nice and tall. Focus your gaze. As you exhale, the heels come down, big feet toes come up from the floor, squatting down as low as you can, stretching forward with your hands. Inhaling to raise back up, all the way onto tiptoes. And exhaling, relaxing back into mountain pose. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling, raising up. Interlace the fingers onto the tiptoes. Fix your gaze to find your balance. Heels come down, toes come up, squat down. Inhale, raising back up. Onto toes, stretching tall, exhaling to release back down to mountain. 1 more time, inhaling to raise up. Heels down, toes up, squat down. Inhale to raise all the way back up, stretching tall. And exhaling to relax back to mountain. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhaling to raise both arms up, join the palms together and lift the hands. Exhale, take a swan dive down into standing forward bend. Inhale, step your right foot back into crescent lunge. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, straighten through the front leg into bound triangle. Inhale to come back into crescent lunge. And now what we're going to do is set up a triangle pose, bringing the back foot in at 45 degrees, bringing the heel down to the floor, straightening through the legs, placing your left hand on your left foot, on the shin or on the floor, wherever is comfortable for you today, and extending up through the right arm into Utthita Trikonasana, or the extended triangle posture. With an inhale now, feel like you're drawing energy up from the ground, through the feet, up your legs, sucking it in all the way up and opening out through your upper body. Gazing to your right fingertips. Since we need this power in our legs today, we to mentally draw the power into them from our roots. Breathe once more time into triangle. So for some people, this is enough of a balance in itself. Exhale to soften, bring the right arm back down to the floor. Frame your left foot with your hands. Inhaling into crescent lunge, open across the heart. And then step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into Palakasana, or high plank. We're going to come down through knees, chest and chin, 8 points pose. Inhale to slither up into cobra pose, untucking the toes. And exhaling to glide back into downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward between the hands into crescent lunge. Exhale, shift back through the hips. Straighten through the legs. Inhaling back into the lunge. Ready to set the back heel down. Toes come in at 45 degrees. Straighten through the front leg. Place your right hand where you need it. And then open up into Utthita Trikonasana on this side. Gazing to the fingertips. If your balance is challenged in triangle, you can keep your gaze on your big toe. And you can gradually lift your gaze up to the front and then finally up to your fingertips. And keep drawing the energy Up, the power up from the floor. Sucking the muscles into your legs. Take a final deep breath in here to triangle. Exhale to soften, bring your left hand back down and over. Frame your right foot. Inhaling into the lunge, opening across the heart, dropping the hips. And stepping back into downward facing dog. We're going to flow through a vinyasa here, so come forward again into high plank. Bring your knees, chest and chin down to the floor. Inhale, untuck the toes, scoop up into cobra, open across the heart, smiling at the top. Tuck the toes back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to step the left foot forwards into crescent lunge. Draw the hips back through the exhale. And what we're going to do now with the inhale is lift up into the lunge, raising both the arms above the head, interlacing fingers. And as you exhale, now sink down into the hips. And there's bound to be some wobbles in this one, so just take a moment to steady yourself. Inhale, raising up. Heart shines to the sky. Find a back bend. Exhale down. And final inhale up into the lunge. Exhale, both hands come down to frame the foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Going to flow through plank. Knees, chest and chin come down. Scoop up into cobra. And back into downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with the right foot this time. Into crescent lunge. Exhale, come back with the hips, straighten through the legs. Inhale, we're sweeping up. Interlace the fingers, all but the index finger. Steady your wobbles. And exhale to sink into the lunge. Inhale, lift up and out. Heart shines skyward, find a back bend. Sinking down. Finally, breath in. Legs stay strong. Exhale, stepping now into standing forward fold. Come up halfway lift, find your breath. And fold back down. Now roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time with the inhale. Nice and sweet, like a ragdoll. And exhale, let go of tension. Now just rock across the soles of your feet. Evenly balance all of the weight. Take a breath in, raise both arms, come up onto your tiptoes, interlace your fingers, stretching up. Exhaling, heels come down, toes come up, squat down. From here, we're going to shift back into toe balance. So come onto the balls of the feet. And bring your hands together at the heart. Here. Breathing in one last time into toe balance. Exhale, bring your hands down to the front of your mat. Spread wide through your fingers. So make your handprint as big as you can make it. You want them about shoulder width apart. Come out of the squat slightly and just bring your feet as wide as your forearms. We're going to come into crow pose. So keeping those hands fully engaged in what we call Hasta Bandha. Bring your knees now into your armpits. And from here, just play with rocking the weight in and off of your hands. So you don't have to come into crow, but it can be a really fun thing to play with. You can just keep playing with the weight distribution here if that's enough for you. But once you feel like it might be time, push into the hands and come off of the feet into crow pose. In a moment, we're going to jump back into plank pose. Don't worry if it's not very smooth or if it doesn't work today. It's just another thing to try. Just breathe here. 3, 2, 1. Ready to jump back. Down to chaturanga. Elbows hug in. Scooping up into cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Find that melt between the shoulders as you breathe out. Inhale, drop your knees to the floor, come into all fours, and also find cow tilt through the spine. So drop the belly, open across the heart gut. Bring your big toes together, knees apart, and sink back into child's pose for a breath. Inhale, let your body fill up and stretch. And exhale, melting down. Come back up into all fours as you breathe in. Into cow. Exhale, hips come back and up into downward facing dog. Bring your left foot into the center of the mat. Bring your right foot skywards into three-legged dog. Bend at the knee, allow your right foot to become heavy and open through the hip. Looking out under your right armpit. From here, we're going to let that back foot drop all the way down to the floor. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. And open out across the chest so your heart shines to the sky in wild thing. Take a breath here. As you breathe out, fold that top arm back over, place it back where it was. Tuck the knee into your belly. Inhale, right leg up, comes up skyward, three-legged dog. And step through, placing the foot between your hands. From here, inhaling up into our crescent lunge for one breath. Exhaling to frame the foot with the hands. Keep the right hand grounded and raise up into a twist with the left arm. Exhale, relax it down. You can drop your back knee if you need to. Keep your left hand grounded, twist open to the right. Extending through the right fingertips, gazing to them. Exhale to bring it back down. Now from here, bring your right forearm on the inside of the right knee and find Anjali Mudra, the prayer at the heart. Stay buoyant. Push the palms together. Keep opening across the heart. And now what we're going to do, just for a moment, drop the back knee. Bring your right hand through the gap in your leg. And reach all the way around so that you find with your right hand the right hip. And reach over with the left arm and bind your hands. From here, come back up onto off of your knee and just hop in 2 hops. So in a bit of a strange position, the feet are quite close together. Keep the bind with your hands. And now what we need to do is really steady your gaze and slowly lift up so that we're standing on the left leg. We're coming into something called bird of paradise. Steady the gaze. Once you're here, the leg can stay bent if that's enough. It's quite a tricky posture, but if you can try to start straightening through your right leg. From here, slowly rolling back down, lightly landing your right foot, returning to the lunge, sweeping round, framing the foot, open across the heart, drop the hips. We're going to exhale back into three-legged dog with the right leg raised. Tuck the right knee into the chest. And then send the right foot out under the left side of the body so you're on the edge of your right foot. And roll open onto the inside of your left foot, opening the heart to the sky in fallen star. One more breath in here. Exhale, bowl the hand over, return it to the base pose for downward dog. Send the right leg skyward. Exhale, bring it down. Come down to knees, chest and chin. Untuck the toes, sweep up into cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into cow pose. So drop the belly, arch the spine, look up. Bring your big toes together, knees apart. Sink back into child's pose for a breath. Inhale, come back up into all fours. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot into the center of the mat. Raise your left leg into three-legged dog. Bend at the knee, allow the foot to become heavy, open across the hips, and look under the left side of your body. And allow that back foot to drop down to the floor, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Shine your heart to the sky in wild thing. Big breath in to fill up the posture. Exhale, bowl your hand back over. And back into three-legged dog. Ready to step through into crescent lunge. Lifting up. Interlace the fingers, point the heart to the sky. Exhale to frame the front foot with the hands. We're going to keep the left hand grounded and raise the right arm to the sky in a twist. You can drop the back knee if you need to. Exhale down. Keep the right hand grounded and open up into a twist on the other side. Exhaling down. Now we are going to drop the back knee and bring the left arm across the front, the inside of the thigh. Linking through, pick up the back knee, reaching round to find that bind. And again, stepping in. So we're in that strange position. I'm just going to turn around so that I'm facing you guys. And find your point to focus on. Fix your gaze. And slowly raising up into bird of paradise on this side of the body. Again, if it's there for you to extend your leg so that it's straight, you can experiment with that. Breathing. Softly coming back down into lunge. Coming back into three-legged dog with the left leg raised. Inhale to bring your knee into the tummy. And kick the left foot out under the right side of your body on the outside edge of your left foot. Roll onto the inside edge of your right foot. Shine the heart up in fallen star. Big inhale. Bring the right hand back over. Come back into three-legged dog. Exhale, come down. Knees, chest and chin. Untuck the toes, come up into cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Dropping the knees, come into cow pose. So drop the belly, arch the spine, open the heart. Big toes together, knees apart, sink back into child's pose. So resting here for 2 breaths. Well done, everyone. Inhaling, stretching, lifting through your chest. Exhaling to melt down. With the inhale, we're going to come up into kneeling. Come into toe balance. Slowly shifting. And then just rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Coming to standing at the back end of the mat. Exhaling, softening, letting any tension go. Now from here, we've done it before. We're going to close the eyes and step one foot in front of the other directly, so your heels touching the big toe. And straight a line as you can with your eyes closed, walk up the front of the mat. So when you're ready, close your eyes and walk forwards. Stop at the front, take the front is. I'm halfway down my mat. So just bring yourself to the front of the mat. Take a breath in. And down. We're going to flow through that sequence of balances now that I call the Tanda Kriya, so the dance of Shiva. So as you breathe in, step back with your right toes and use that connection with the floor to send like a ripple up the body. So we're going to firm up through the front of the body. The weight's in the left foot. As you exhale, we're going to come into a T shape of the body. This is warrior 3. Inhaling to just reaffirm the body. Coming out of the balance before tipping further into it. So trying to pretend that there is a steel bar, a straight bar, from the top of our head out of the toes. So as the toes lift, the torso gets deeper. From here, inhale, keeping the foot off the ground, but coming to something called crane pose. It's going to turn to face you. So lifting the knee, arms come out wide. Cross that leg in front of the left and bind it around. So we're crossing it over and then binding the foot around the calf, sinking down. Bring the right arm under left, twisting and twisting again into Garudasana or eagle pose. Breathe in, lift out and up. And you exhale, sink down and bring out the joints in the legs and the arms. Inhaling up. And exhaling, final sink down. We're going to unbind now, raising back up into cranes, the knee and the foot off the floor. And from here, we're going to bring the right foot, the right sole of the foot into the top of the left thigh, into tree pose. So bring the foot up as high as you can get it. If that is down here, or just above the knee, or even if you need to put the toes lightly on the floor for support, that's absolutely fine. Once you're in your balance, you found your focus point, bring your hands together at the heart. So, tree pose, or Vrikshasana. It's kind of the king of the standing postures, of the balancing postures. It requires quite a lot of balance and focus, obviously, so just on the one leg, but it's not strenuous in any way. So if we think about bird of paradise, that was quite hard. There was lots of factors there. With equal just now, there was lots of knots tied in our body. Whereas with tree pose, we can just settle into the balance. So as I said earlier, with balancing, even if you're having a wobbly day, the balancing is doing really deep work on your nervous system, lasting work. Inhale, drop that right foot, raise both arms into mountain. As you exhale, drop some weight down into the feet, bend through the knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, firming up through the front of the body. Ready to sit forward into Flying Warrior or Warrior 3. Inhale, just come slightly out of the balance. Strengthening up and then leaning back over into the T-shape. One more breath here. Exhaling into the T. With the inhale, we are sweeping the foot through, keeping it off the floor, coming into crane pose. Just going to twist to face you. And then cross the foot across the body, over the right leg, and binding the ankles. Bring the left arm under right, and bind the hands. Sinking down into eagle pose. On the other side of the body. Inhale, lifts up and out. Exhale to sink down. One more breath like this. Sinking down, squeezing out the joints. Unleashing through the inhale, coming back into crane pose. Placing the sole of your left foot as high up the right leg as you can get it. And bring your hands together at the heart. And we're back in tree on the other side of the body. So as I was saying, balance is to do really deep work with the nervous system. It's actually been proven that ongoing practice of balancing postures and challenging the mind and finding that equilibrium with both sides of the brain is actually proven to reduce the likelihood of memory problems and dementia later in life. So rather than spending all the time on Sudoku and mind training, which is excellent, just spend more time standing on one leg. Okay, so inhale to drop that foot sweeping up into Flying Mountain. Exhaling to relax back down into mountain pose. You'll be pleased to hear you've done all of the standing work for today, and we're just going to wind down towards Shavasana now. So raise the arms up into Flying Mountain. Exhale, swan dive down into Uttanasana, with standing forward bend. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. And step back into downward facing dog. From here, we're just going to step through into staff pose. So swing both legs out in front of you. Move any flesh out of the way of your sit bones. Interlace your fingers and raise your arms up above your head. And as you exhale, lean forward and down over the legs, bending the knees as much as you need to in seated forward fold. Inhale, we're going to lift through the chest and extend through the spine. So re-establish that length and that straightness in the back. Foot folding forwards and down over the legs as you breathe out. Keep moving the body slowly with the breath like this, extending and making space as you breathe in. Exhaling and folding further forwards over the legs. Once you feel like you have found some good sort of connection with the thighs and you've got really lots of length through the spine, you can start to bring some length into the hamstrings, just by shuffling the heels away. Just be careful not to start rounding the back as a result of this. Your feet are going to be singing because you're not stood on them anymore. The back of your body is getting as much length through it as it can have. On your next inhale, interlace your fingers and come back up. Stretching the arms overhead, pushing the palms away. Exhaling, bring the hands down behind you, just behind your sit bones, with your fingers pointing forward. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. And lifting up into bench pose. Exhale, let the neck go. And allow your hips to fall slightly. Inhaling to push back up into tabletop, into bench. And as you exhale, bring your hips all the way back down to the floor. Cross your ankles, shift your weight forwards onto your hands. And step back into downward facing dog. Inhale to come onto all fours. And back into downward. Then back into child's pose, sorry. Take a breath here. Exhaling to melt down. So we're going to come into our inversion next. So usually we would use shoulder stand at the end of the practice. But as we are having a balancing day, I just want to give you the option of trying to come into headstand. So if you're not very sure about it, or the idea of it is just quite kind of worrying to you, then just come into shoulder stand. Otherwise, if you've got something like a little blanket that will make the floor slightly softer for you, that might be beneficial at the moment. If you want to try coming into headstand as like an inverted balance, just come onto your elbows, interlace your fingers, and from here we're going to roll the top of our head into this little nook that we've created with the hands. Tuck the elbows into the side of your head, so it's a nice sort of tight, firm base. Push out of the floor with your feet, so you're going to extend through the legs. And if you need to, you can just kind of spring up from here into a little ball. If you want to sort of challenge your core strength here, you can try and lift the feet off the floor without bending the legs. Come into a little ball, and when you found a point of focus, bring your legs up straight into headstand. So this form of headstand with the elbows is actually, it seems to look a bit more difficult than the tripod stand. So you can also have both of the hands flat on the floor and your head can sort of be the top of the triangle, like a little tripod stand. That way of doing a headstand actually puts greater pressure on the neck. So this way we're protecting the neck. If you stay in headstand at this time, amazing, well done. What we're going to do is just roll down out of it now. As softly as you can, landing onto your toes and making your way now onto your back. So if you just come down as far as onto your elbows, we're going to bring our hands to our lower spine and come into a fish pose just to unstack the neck after the headstand. So just let your head hang back. Inhale, pushing into the floor, the elbows really inflating through the chest. And exhale, releasing the neck, softening. And breathing here just for a moment. And now, going to come down onto your back. So you can slide your elbows out from underneath you. Really carefully lower yourself down, bend your knees. Push your right leg over your left. Shift your hips slightly over to the right. And allow your knees to fall down to the floor on the left side of your body. Keep your right arm pressed flat on the floor. And try to keep both of your shoulders flat on the floor as well. As you gaze over your right shoulder to your right fingertips in a supine twist. Breathing in. Inhale to center and stop the legs. So cross the left over the right. Shift your hips over to the left slightly and allow your knees to fall down to the floor on the right side of your body. Gazing over your left fingertips, both shoulders press flat to the floor. And don't worry if your knees don't come all the way down to the floor either. Just place your hand on the outside edge of your left thigh. And the weight of your hand will just softly, non-aggressively lower the knees down to the floor. And they'll get there in their own time. Keep breathing. Come back to center. Extend your legs out straight. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, curl up into a little ball. Hug your knees all the way in. And raise your forehead up to touch them. Keep hugging your legs. Inhale just to kind of uncoil. And as you exhale, squeeze back into the ball. Make any other movements in your body that you think you need to make. And when you're ready, bring yourself into corpse pose for the Kriya, for Shavasana. So bring yourself down flat. Let your feet hang out to the sides. Close your eyes. Bring your hands away from the side of your body with your palms facing up. In a gesture of receiving. So just take a deep inhale here. As you breathe out, purse your lips as small as you can and let the exhale escape through them without forcing it. Do it again, so take a deep inhale. And exhale. And then just allow the breath to fall off the end of that one, that exhale. And surrender control of your body. So just let go of control. Ignore any sensations. If you get any sort of tickles or itches, or the urge to move the hair out of your eyes or scratch your nose, just allow yourself to ignore it. Resist the temptation to deepen the breath. Just allow the breath to be natural. Let go of all control. Let your body completely let go. So you can stay in Shavasana as long as it feels good today. I'm going to close the practice here. So find in corpse pose in Shavasana. Enjoy the luxury that you've given yourself. If you are coming out of the practice with me, come back up into a seat. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale to raise. Enjoy your palms together in Anjali Mudra in the prayer. Exhale with an out breath and bring the prayer down to your heart center. Close your eyes and bow your head. And again, take a bow to yourself. Taking this time for you. And bow to everyone else that has joined in the practice and brought the energy to the group. And thank you all so much. I hope that you enjoyed the balancing flow. I struggled, so well done if you enjoyed that one. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Have a great week.